Breaking news on Martin Lucas Investors channel. We are looking at the final SEC versus Ripple update. Ripple versus SEC, it's settled. The XRP legal battle ends, and there is clarity ahead. We are going to be breaking down the exact news, what's happened, what's some price targets, what am I going to be doing? Am I going to be FOMOing? Am I going to be holding? Am I going to be taking profits? Am I going to be buying more? What actually is the news? A lot of people are reporting on the news, but they don't know what they're talking about. We've got it all ready for you in this live stream, so do stay to the end. Below, you'll see timestamps of exactly what I'm discussing and when I'm discussing it. So do click on that to go to your favorite part, or please just watch throughout the whole of the video. So yeah, we're going to discuss the exact agreement they've come to, what's going to happen next, what it actually means. Remember, a lot of crypto Twitter people are reporting fake news, as they always do. We bring you the real news here. We're going to have a look at the chart, price predictions, what I'm doing with my shares, and also a massive petition to get 0% tax on capital gains for crypto. That will be coming up in this video as well. So what are we starting with? Here is the news. This is going to be a brief, well, it's not really, it's brief, but proper. We're going to do a proper analysis of what's going on, but it is fairly short, so we'll get into that just to show you what else is we're covering. This is basically the news story. Remember, Eleanor Terrett is a very well established journalist and host, so formerly with Fox News. So the news is, Justin, the SEC has announced a settlement with Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larsen. The parties have agreed the Ripple will pay a $50 million fine instead of the original $120 million penalty, with the rest being returned to them. Both sides will drop appeals if the court agrees to lift the injunction placed on Ripple. Are they going to lift it? I will tell you in a second. I've got the news. I will share the news. We are going to be covering from the actual SEC website, the exact documents. We're going to be breaking them down. Ripple Labs, including Bradley Garlinghouse and Christian Larsen. We've got that news. We've got the original case. Remember, this is what started it all. This is what they went after Ripple. They went after XRP investors. They overstepped their mark. They were stifling innovation. They were regulating via enforcement, not giving clear rules. And this is takes me back, doesn't it? It takes all of us back. The SEC charges Ripple and two executives with conducting 1.3 billion unregistered securities offerings. Terrible, terrible case. Fraudulent case, in my opinion. I mean, it's I don't know if I can make that claim. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but it was completely disgusting what they were doing, who they were going after, and especially in a bull market as well. So we've got the bull market back. We've got clarity. And what is that clarity? Well, let's get into it now. Do stick around, because we've got a petition to get 0% tax. We've got the charts coming up for you guys. But to give you the clear news of what's going on, here it is. After a 4-year battle, Ripple Labs and the US SEC have agreed to settle the case over XRP. This May 8th, 2025 settlement outlines a plan to end the lawsuit, lift restrictions on Ripple, and provide regulatory clarity for XRP going forward. Here are the key points in simple terms. We've done it simple so everyone understands it, but has all the real detail. Here we go. The case closed. The SEC and Ripple, along with executives Brad Garlinghouse, Chris Larsen, remember, they went after Ripple, they went after Brad, they went after Chris, have reached a settlement to fully resolve the SEC lawsuit. In short, the long-running legal fight is officially coming to an end. Officially from the SEC, no speculation. This is on the SEC website. This is what's happening. So, big news about the fine. Remember, they had 125 million in escrow. They weren't allowed to touch it. They were ready to pay it. They've brought it down. So, $50 million fine. Ripple will pay a one-time civil penalty of $50 million to the SEC. Much less, I mean, we're talking like 75% less, much less than the 125 million originally imposed by the court. The funds already held in escrow for the fine will be released, with $50 million going to the SEC and the rest returned to Ripple. This reduced penalty frees up capital for Ripple that was previously locked up for the case. More money for Ripple, more investments coming, more acquisitions can occur. Remember, Brad Garlinghouse is saying he is on the lookout for acquisitions. We've seen big acquisitions. Hidden Road, what a big acquisition, one of the biggest in the space. I think the second biggest ever. 3 trillion they've got moving around in Hidden Row. That coming onto the XRP ledger, that being moved in XRP, that is massive. That's what they want to do more of, acquisitions. What did we hear about the other day? Them Ripple putting in an offer to buy Circle for originally 4 billion, then 5 billion, and I don't think they're done. Fake reports, in my opinion, of 20 billion. But I don't think they're done. I think they'll keep going after Circle. They've got more capital to use now. They can free up the possibility of an IPO occurring as well, even though Brad has said that's not a major thing that he's interested in. Of course, now the SEC case has come to an end, it's much easier for him to do that. So more money for Ripple. So massive news there, from 125 to 50 million. This is even bigger. No ongoing restrictions. As part of the deal, the injunction from August 2024 that restricted Ripple activities will be dissolved. As part of the deal, the injunction from August 2024 that restricted Ripple activities will be dissolved. In practice, this means Ripple won't be under any court-ordered restrictions related to XRP sales. The company can continue its business as usual without lingering court order hanging over it. So remember, they still had certain transactions they couldn't do. They had restrictions. They are free. Ripple is free. The XRP holders are free. XRP is not a security. That is the law of the land. That stays. That's done. XRP is not a security. That's why it's so bullish for XRP holders. Executives face no penalties. The SEC has already dropped all remaining charges against CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Larsen this year. The settlement confirms no fines or admissions of wrongdoing for them personally. Ripple leaders are in the clear, which is positive for the company's stability and for investor confidence. Great news there. The appeal dropped. XRP not a security confirmed. Both the SEC and Ripple agreed to withdraw their appeals of the 2024 court decision. This is important because it means July 2023 holding by Judge Torres remains in effect permanently. That ruling has determined... Thank you for the super chat.
$1.99 through a super chat. At Saab, tumbler glass emoji.
This is made during a live video, so thank you. This is made during a live video, so thank you very much for that. Do tune into our live videos. We are live every single day. Every big event, we will be going live. So make sure, whether it's an XRP event, XRP charts, XRP news, crypto news, stock news, we cover it all on this channel, free of all the jargon, free of any fake news. We're not here to pump and dump, so please do. If you're enjoying the video, if you want more of that, please do subscribe. If you haven't done already, let's get to 1,000 likes. Let's share this out to the XRP army. That ruling has determined that XRP sales on public exchanges were not security transactions, giving XRP a big legal win. With no appeals, that favourable clarity for XRP's status stands unchallenged. That is big. It is so big because no other cryptocurrency has such a ruling. No cryptocurrency out there has been, through a court case, come out and won this case to not be a security. We don't know if Ethereum's a security. We don't know if Gala's a security. We don't know. Name any cryptocurrency, probably bar from Bitcoin. We don't have clarity whether it's a security or not. XRP has 4 years or 3 years, 4 years of a court ruling, court case that finally came out with the result that they're not a security. Do you know what that means for institutions? Institutions always want clarity. Institutions want to know what they're investing in. Institutions want to know that they're safe. And institutions will look at this and go, well, we can buy Bitcoin. That's pretty much confirmed it's not a security. What else can we buy? They will look and they can buy XRP because it's not a security. Remember, anything I'm saying during this video is not financial advice. This is just my thoughts and opinions only. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not want to sway your decisions. I'm here to report on the news. And when we get onto the charts, we're just dubiously speculating. So please do not buy or sell based on anything I say. Full disclosure, I hold XRP. So why is this positive for XRP? This settlement removes the last legal cloud over XRP, with the case being closed and no threat to reversal. No threat to reversal. It's done. It's finished. We can breathe. We can breathe. It's incredible. I mean, how many years have we been covering this? How long was the 2021 bull market came to us? We didn't get the full potential. The bear market was brutal. Once again, we haven't seen prices like this since 2017. This has been so long. It's been so brutal. And it's come to an end. It's a little bit emotional in to some extent. I mean, it's been incredible. What a day today. Anyway, let's continue. This settlement removes the last legal cloud over XRP, with this case being closed and no threat of reversal. There's the greater certainty that XRP is not considered a security in the US. This clarity could encourage more exchanges, businesses, and investors to engage with XRP without fear of enforcement. Ripple paying smaller fine and facing no further sanction is seen as a victory, potentially boosting market confidence in XRP. It will boost market confidence in XRP. The SEC turns the page. In announcing the deal, the SEC noted it chose to settle to focus on improving crypto regulation and to reform and renew its approach to the industry. That is their quote there. The way it was done before wasn't the way to do it. That is not how you regulate. You don't regulate from enforcement. Remember, Ripple kept going to the SEC, seeking guidance, and then they went after them. It's terrible how they did it as well, especially when Ripple wanted to obey the law. Importantly, the SEC said this decision was about moving forward and not a judgment on the merits of XRP's case. For XRP holders, that likely means a regulatory focus may shift towards clearer rules rather than courtroom battles. What's next? The settlement has been filed in court, and the next step is judge's formal approval to lift the injunction and release the escrowed funds to Ripple, the SEC. The procedural step is expected soon, given both sides agreement. Once that happens, both parties will formally dismiss all appeals, officially closing the case. XRP investors can then move forward, knowing that this lawsuit is fully behind them. One more thing has to happen, and I can pretty much guarantee it will. They both sides agree to this. Judge Torres just has to go. We both agree. I agree. Or you both agree. Let's sign this. Let's get it done. You pay the fine, and let's get this over and done with. There is no reason for her not to do that. We'll come on to the next steps, but the closing statement here. Implications for XRP holders. This outcome is a major win for the XRP community. With legal uncertainties resolved, XRP's future in the US looks much clearer. The end of the SEC case opens the door for greater adoption and partnership opportunities for Ripple and XRP. XRP holders can breathe a sigh of relief and watch for the renewed momentum. It's a moment to celebrate, stay informed, and look ahead to the next chapter of XRP. Who knew that could sound so good? So there we go. That's what's going on. I'll tell you what the next step is as well. We've got exactly what the next step is to do. It's all done. The security is not a security. It's finished. They've both agreed. What's the final step? So step one, joint request for indicative ruling. What this means, Ripple and the SEC will now go and ask Judge Torres. We all know Judge Torres. She ruled fairly well. She said XRP is not security. That was the law of the land. We liked her ruling. So they have to go back to the judge to say whether she will approve dissolving the injunction, the court's restriction on Ripple, and release the $125 million fine held in escrow. Ripple will pay $50 million to SEC. The remaining $75 million will be returned to Ripple. This is called an inactive ruling under Rule 62.1. It doesn't change anything yet, but lets the court know what the district court is likely to do. If Judge Torres says yes, I'm confident she will. What happens is Ripple and the SEC will then ask the Court of Appeals, Second Circuit, for a limited remand. That means, let us go back to the Judge Torres briefly so she can officially do what she said she would do, all legal stuff, pause the appeal and return to district court to finalise the settlement. Step 3, official motion to dissolve injunction plus release funds. After the remand is granted, Ripple and the SEC will file a formal motion with Judge Torres to dissolve the injunction. That means end the legal restrictions on Ripple's XRP sales, distribute the escrowed money, $50 million to SEC, rest to Ripple. Ripple will no longer be under any legal restrictions, and it gets the majority of the money back. Step 4, appeal dismissed, case closed. Final steps: once the above happens, both sides will go back to the appeals court and dismiss their appeals. SEC drops its appeal, Ripple drops its cross appeal. The end result: the case is officially over. The July 2023 ruling that XRP is not a security on public exchanges stays in place permanently. Law of the land, forever, done, finish, finito. So legal battles coming to an end. XRP status as not a security remains intact. Ripple can use the return funds to grow its business. The SEC is signaling a shift in approach, looking to regulate, not litigate. This is great for the whole crypto. Remember, Ripple fought this case not only for XRP and Ripple itself, they fought it for the crypto industry. And now the SEC is going to go after a different approach to do that. So there it is. What we're going to do is I'll tell you, cover the news a bit more and give you expert opinions on, is Judge Torres going to do that? Because everyone's going to say, well, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. It's done. Relax. It's done. And how do we know that? We've got John Deaton. He's been amazing in the whole case. He's been representing XRP holders, all that sort of stuff. So his reply to this was, it would be absolutely shocking for Judge Torres to not agree to lift the injunction under these circumstances. I don't want to jinx anything, but the below arguments makes perfect sense and it's difficult to see it not going through. So he's saying it's going to be absolutely shocking if she doesn't agree to lift the injunctions. There's no reason to do it. The SEC wants to drop it. Ripple want to drop it. They've both agreed. Torres, who's been sensible throughout the case, there's no reason for her not to sign it. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll see, but it will be absolutely shocking, and that's from a professional there in the space saying that. So that's the news. We've got James K. Filan. We've basically told you exactly what all of this legal jargon meant, exactly from the source, not looking at any other sources. We're looking at directly from the SEC website and the legal markings there. We're going to get onto the XRP chart just very shortly. It's pumping the whole market. 235 billion added to cryptocurrency market today. So yes, the news is there. The news is done. We are victorious. So looking at the total crypto market cap, we've broken 3 trillion. Why is 3 trillion important? Well, 3 trillion was where the market topped in 2021. We've broken out of it. We've had a fabulous day in the markets today, up 7.5%. Back above 3 trillion. The bull market is now restored, in my opinion, outside of the facts we get a war or recessions or more tariffs. I mean, there are things that can put an end to this. Most likely now, bull market is back in action. So much good news coming out in the markets. I mean, you have to think about just XRP itself. We've got spot ETF Brazil. We've got futures futures XRP ETFs in the US. We've got 20 or so, 19, 20, 18 ETFs ready for the SEC to approve. Spot ETFs, underlying asset buying, 95%, 100% underlying asset buying of XRP spot ETFs. Big names, 21 shares, massive names wanting to get involved. 20 ready to go for the SEC to approve. No reason to not approve it, especially the XRP ones, because it's not a security. So that puts it in front. Legal case coming to an end. Acquisitions of Hidden Road. Acquisitions of potentially Circle. Pro-crypto government. Pro-crypto bills coming through. Every single day we're getting more and more bullish news. I think this crypto bull market could be like nothing we've ever seen. I think XRP can easily go to $10. I think there's a road for XRP to go to $100. Remember, XRP is the second biggest cryptocurrency. If you don't believe me, look above my head right now, and I've got a video explaining to you why XRP is the second largest cryptocurrency. A lot of people don't want to admit it. A lot of people are anti-XRP because they missed out, because they're making up things about being centralized, because they think Ripple controls the supply. Ripple is not going to dump on us. Ripple has a very scheduled way of releasing XRP slowly, not to flood the markets. So a lot of people are just frustrated. They've been left behind. A lot of people don't want to see this pump, and now it's happening. So total crypto market cap back above 3 trillion. Bull market seems to be back in full swing. We'll get onto the XRP charts very, very shortly. What's important is to look at the US markets. The S&P 500 rebounding very nicely. UK, US trade deal sorted today. That is the start of all these deals coming into fruition. China talks this weekend. That is going to also hopefully deal gets if a deal is done with China, the whole market is going to pump like we've probably never seen before. So that's good. The cryptocurrency markets, Ethereum up 20%. I mean, it's a day like this, like these that comes rarely. Back above $1,900, target $2,600. So again, Ethereum still has major upside. 19% more up there. You can do that tomorrow if it likes. But onto the big one. We'll get onto XRP. Just one more Bitcoin. I mean, a lot of people like ADA as well. ADA is breaking out $1.22 next. My biggest holding, my favorite holding is XRP. This video is about XRP, so let's get on to XRP. Just a couple of charts before, because it's getting exciting in the cryptocurrency market. XLM follows XRP. XLM's up 10%. XLM has the next level of resistance for XLM. We're looking at another 42% to the upside. So again, looking good. Don't FOMO in now. You should have been already in. You should have been watching our shows. You should have been doing your research. You should have been DCAing. You should have been buying when there was blood on the streets. I'd never like to FOMO, and I'm not FOMOing in today. Last chart, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a major chart, and then we'll get onto the XRP chart. Why is Bitcoin so important? I mean, Bitcoin is just like a chart you've never seen before. It's such a bullish chart. It's such a perfectly I mean, let me just bring up the main chart. It's such a perfectly traded chart, and I'll explain to you why. You can see very clearly you had a bull flag. You came in, bullish move up, bull flag, massive bull flag, multi-month consolidation. You broke out. And what do you mean by breaking out? You broke out the bull flag, you broke out 74,000, the previous all-time high, and you went on a massive move to the upside. What didn't you do? Well, as a chartist, I'll say, what did Bitcoin not do? It didn't retest its previous all-time high. It never retested 74,000. And if you want a proper sustained move towards the upside, if you want to reach 200,000, 150,000, 200,000 this crypto bull run, you want to come and retest these important levels. Otherwise, you're not stable. And that was a 74,000, 75,000 level. So you went up, you topped out around 110,000, and you came down and you did something beautiful. Downwards trend. You tagged $75,000. I can't think of anything more bullish. And then you rose straight to the upside, exactly as what we thought would happen has happened. You've broken out the downwards trend. You're breaking 102,000. Why is 102,000 important? You take a Fibonacci high to low. You're looking at the 786. You're breaking the 786. To me, it's all-time highs next for Bitcoin. And then straight after that, we are my next target on Bitcoin is 131,000. Why am I mentioning Bitcoin? Because that money from Bitcoin flows into altcoins. It then moves into XRP and then our smaller market cap coins. So Bitcoin's looking bullish. Broader markets are looking bullish. Tariff news looking bullish. What's also looking bullish? Here we've got XRP. XRP. What a run we've been on XRP. The initial FOMO run, the initial altcoin season run. Remember, again, you can see why XRP is so bullish. XRP went on that face ripping rally. We were covering XRP all throughout the bear market. Every time it popped above 50 cents, dropped back below 40 cents. Every time it was going below 40 cents, we were buying. We had big news come out, SEC case, and then it dropped again. A brutal bear market. Bitcoin dominance topped out. We were showing you the charts live on the show. XRP, Bitcoin dominance broke down. Money from Bitcoin flowed into the altcoins. XRP went on a rally that it hasn't seen since probably 2017, where it went up 600% in a couple months. And it went up, people FOMO'd in, and it needed to cool off. So you had all of these breakdowns. We were buying every single time at $2, major trades being taken all throughout this chart. Then it went to all-time highs. It failed to break out of all-time highs. It went into this consolidation period. We bought it at $2. We predicted the crash over here. We predicted the 50% crash at $3. So again, please do subscribe, because we are covering this every single week. We do identify structures. We do cover all the news. 50% crash. Then we were doing the $2 trades, $2 trades, $2 trades. And then the day before it broke below $2, we said likely it's going to break below $2. Here's my levels I'm buying: $1.70, $1.80. Yes, it went a little bit lower, went to $1.60, but I'm still happy with my $1.70 buy. And what we were doing on the show this week, we were looking at this downward sloping resistance, saying it's coming to a point. I think it was only yesterday morning. I'm live doing a show every single morning. So just in case you didn't know that, and we're live basically 24 hours a day with Martin on the show and all that sort of stuff going on. So we were looking at this downward sloping resistance and saying there's going to be a breakout. What's important now is $2.30. You've come up to it and you failed to break out. I do think in time we'll break $2.30, and I think we will go higher. I think we'll go to all-time highs this year. But for now, if you're looking at the short term, if you're looking frustrated, $2.30 is resistance. We might come back down. We might go all the way back down to $2. However, when $2.30 breaks, and I'm saying when because I think it definitely will, I do see a very easy path back up to all-time highs. I see something like this occurring: $2.30 breaks, parabolic, come back down, test $2.30, next resistance $2.50, $2.60. You keep moving up, and there's not many. There's $2.30, then there's $2.60, then there's $3, and then it's all-time highs. And once we go past all-time highs, my targets for this year and the beginning of 2026, it's a little bit of a delayed run because there's no quantitative easing right now. But once that comes into fruition, once the general markets keep moving up, once Bitcoin moves to its next level, 130,000, 135,000, then 200,000, XRP could be one of those tokens that everyone slept on. And another reason it's so bullish is when XRP crashed. Remember, it's gone up 600%, more than most altcoins. Then it's crashed 50%, just like we expected. After a 600% move to the upside, it's come down 50%, just like we expected. Most other cryptocurrencies went up 200%, and then they went down to their bear market goals. You can see people are not selling their XRP because it didn't go any lower than $1.70, and I don't think it will. So $1.70 held, while you look at it. I don't know. We just pick a random cryptocurrency. Let's just go to Phantom. I don't know what's that's gone down, but I imagine more than 50%. That went down 80%. Let's pick another one. CRO. What did that go down? That went down 70%, and it's not up as much. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, what did that go down? That went down 65% after only going up from the bear market to the highs 394%. XRP doubled it on the way up, and it's halved the on the way down. So you can see XRP is gaining momentum. More investors are coming in, and all these signs are pointed to XRP being really strong in this market, holding support. So once it goes past all-time highs, I've got my target set out. Remember, you don't want to be trading on days like this unless you've got your own clear strategy. You want to not be FOMOing in. You don't want to be selling on down days. You don't want to be buying on up days unless it's your DCA strategy. You don't want to be making emotional decisions. I mean, XRP can go high enough without you having to trade it on a day-to-day basis. And you don't want to miss out on the big run to the upside with liquidation events and leverage and all that sort of stuff. My take profit targets, and I'm going to take profits. I don't mind saying that. I mean, I've heard people get angry at me and say, well, you're not a true XRP holder. You're not holding to $100. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. I've been in the market holding XRP for too long. I believe in the technology, but I also believe in bull runs and bear markets. I think even if I sell my XRP and it goes higher, I don't mind. I want to realize some profits. I want to relax, and if I get the opportunity to buy back, which I'm pretty certain I will in a bear market, I will buy back, and I will always have a moon bag with my XRP. But I don't want to not take profits. So I've got levels, and I've planned these levels in advance, so I don't. If you've been in the crypto market before, if you've been in the crypto bull market before, it's very easy to see your favorite token running. And some of you might have done it with XRP already, regretting not taking profits before. Where you've got your favorite token and you're watching it on the day, it's up 20%, 30%. You're taking pictures, you're sending it to your friends, and you're like, look at me, I'm amazing. 2 months later, you regret it and you wish you sold at that point. And what I mean by that is when the markets are moving. Remember, the gains, you're in a market for 4 years and the gains are made within 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And in those 2-3 weeks, instead of thinking you're the best trader in the world and thinking, look at me, I'm making so much money, you need to have a strategy in place because you're going to be emotional on those days. You're going to think it's going to go up forever on those days. I believe in XRP's technology. I think it's going to $100 one day, but I think it's going to be a rough journey along the way. And to accumulate more and to take profits and to realize some of these profits and enjoy some of these profits, I need to take profits. And those days are going to be very hard to take profits. It's going to be very hard when I see XRP pumping 20, 30, 40% in a day, going up 600% in 2 weeks. If it goes 600% up from here, just like it did before, emotions are going to be all over the place. If you don't have a strategy in place today, that day when it comes, you're going to make some bad decisions. So I've got my strategy in place. What is my strategy? I'm not saying this so you can copy it. I'm just showing you my rationale and how I'm going to be doing it. I'm not going to take profit at one specific level. No one can predict the top. I'm going to ladder out of my position. And again, just as disclosure, I don't know if we're going to go to these levels. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not saying 100% this year we're going to go to these levels. To some people might be conservative targets. To old school investors, this is ridiculous targets. To me, they are pretty conservative. I think we're going to get there. I'm confident holding XRP if it goes sideways for another 4 years. If it goes into a bear market, cool. I'm going to hold. I've held for 5 years. I can hold for 4 more years. I do think it'll go up. And if it goes to zero and XRP's technology is dead, then I've taken that risk on. I don't think that's the case, but just putting that out there. Also don't know if it's going to be the case that XRP goes to these levels this year. It can turn around, go into a bear market, World War III can occur, and nothing comes to fruition. Again, I don't think that's the case. Just putting that out there as well. But what I think the case will be is we go on this bull market. I think XRP will go to these levels, and I think it will happen this year or the beginning of 2026. Quantitative easing comes, markets start rallying. XRP's news is there. The fundamentals are strong. Everything's going well. So that's good. Once we break all-time highs, these are my take profit levels. $4.70. What I'm going to take profits there, probably 10 to 20%. Probably 10%. 10, 15, 20%. I've got a range of 10 to 20% at $4.70. Why? That's the 2618 level from the 2021 high. So I'm using Fibonacci levels here, and I've labeled them there, 2618 from 2021. Then the 1618, a major level from the all-time high. Taking a Fibonacci, all-time high, all-time low, or all-time high to the bear market low, 1618, a major Fibonacci level, $5.30, another 20% I'll be taking. So at that point, let's say I've got 10,000 XRP, I would have sold 4,000, 5,000 of my XRP by the time we hit $5.30. I mean, some people might say that's too soon. Look, my average cost for XRP, I think, is around 50 cents. That's a 1,000% move. That's a 10x. So a 10x isn't light work. Anyway, that's my 50%. 40 to 50% of my profits will be taken there. Then $6.30, 3618. This 3618 from the 2021 lows, highs. We're going to $6.37, another 10, 20%. So at this point, I'll probably have taken 50% of my profits from my 5,000 of my XRP gone, sold. By the time we get at $6.40, average sell price would be around $5 at that point. So $5, 5,000 XRP. Let's say I've got 10,000 XRP and I'm selling 5,000 XRP. By that point, 5,000 XRP would have gone for an average price of around $5. So that would be cool. Then we've got the 432.6% from the 2021 highs. That's $7.41. Another 10, 20%. The 2618 from the all-time high, $8.50. Another 10, 20%. So again, another 40% gone from that point. Then we've got higher targets. If it's a blow off top, if it's a 2017 sort of run, $11, $13, and then $18. At this point, I'll probably only have 20% of my bag left. But the point we get hit $18, if we do, again, these are in white lines. I don't think we're actually going to get there. But if we do, I do want to be selling more. And at the point we get to $18, I'll probably only have 5 to 10% of my XRP holdings left for that final moonshot. For that final incredible, if everyone's getting involved, spot ETFs, left, right, center, FOMO, biggest run ever. Donald Trump's pumping the markets. Crazy. 2021 market mixed with 2017 run. It's $33. Moon bag. I'll have 10% left. I'll sell it 10%. We're looking at maybe 500 to 1,000 XRP. If I had 10,000 XRP, sold 33,000. Done. Finished. Finito. I'm out. Completely out. I won't be holding anything else. until the bear market comes. And I will think $10 might be the top, or we might not just get to $10. We might fall short. So $8 is probably my conservative. My target for the run is about $8.50. Or $7.40. So let's say we get to somewhere in between them. Let's say $7.41. What do bear markets consist of? Big corrections. Again, as XRP grows, the corrections are less, just like we've seen with Bitcoin. But let's say something very conservative, 55%, which is very easily done. We will head back to $3 and I'll start laddering in and buying XRP again in the next bear market between $3, then $2, $1, $1.50, $2. I think we'll come back down to these $2 ranges in the bear market if we do head up that high, and then I'll buy back, and then I'll be ready for the next run all the way up to $100 potentially by 2030. So that's my strategy. That's what I'm going to be doing. What can you be doing? We've got a petition. This is for the UK government. The UK government is going after crypto hard, and they want to be the UK global hub. So please do something. It's going to be in the top of the comment section once this video comes out. But I'm also going to give you the link right now as well. This is change.org. Let me give you the link first. So, oh, that's not going to work. Why is that link not working? I apologize. I will give you this link in just a second. What is it? It's reduce crypto tax and deliver on a promise to keep. I'm just going to give you this link actually. Where has it gone? I'm going to link it in the description. I'm going to put it in the first comments as well. But here it is. So, reduce crypto tax to 0% and deliver on the promise to make UK the global crypto hub. Please do sign it. We've also got a pending petition with the UK government. Once that hits 10,000, we're going to be able to get a response from the government. If we hit 100,000, it will it will go to debate in the Parliament as well. So, what we're doing here, this is our objective. Cut crypto tax to 0% to attract and deliver on a promise of making the UK a global crypto hub. Regulate fairly, protect DeFi, staking, wallets, and privacy. Overregulation that risks driving users, builders, and businesses overseas. The US is stepping ahead. Other countries are stepping ahead. The UK, where I live, is still sort of not really keeping its promise. The UK promised to be a global crypto hub, but overregulation and tax burdens risk stifling innovation. A 0% tax rate would attract investment and talent, boost economic growth, and help the UK lead Web3. Fair rules and privacy protections empower UK citizens. So there's the link. Please do sign that. In the US, they are considering it a 0% capital gains on crypto. So we want something similar in the UK, and we're going to make change. So please do that as well. Another thing you can do as well in the meantime, we're making this during a live show, so there is the live chat as well for you there. A quick sort of sense of what everyone's saying in the chat. That's crazy, man, you're good. My birthday's coming up. I'm up 172% on the XRP I bought low. 5-year bull run. Only the strong will last. No need to ever sell. I love your very rational approach, not pumping us. Yeah, I don't pump. Look, there is plenty of channels out there to pump. We could put in the title $5,000 XRP. This is happening. Fake news. This, that. We can scam our audience. We can create trading bots and sell the algorithm and pretend that's the way of getting rich quick. There is no get rich quick scheme. Crypto is the closest thing we have to that. It's a high risk investment, high risk reward. So we don't do that. We will give you it. We'll give you the real news. We're not going to scam our viewers. We're not going to scam our members. We're not going to be like crypto Twitter, where it's just fake news after fake news to get you to click. We're not going to be like other YouTubers, which put in their titles $5,000 XRP or $589 XRP is rooted in the coin. All this stuff you hear, and unfortunately, I think that's all fake news to get clicks, to manipulate their audience. We won't do that on this channel. We will be here during the bear markets. They're not. We will be covering the real news. We will be live every single day. We will not scam our audience. We will never. Look. Is there any sponsorship anywhere here? Are you seeing sponsorships from crypto exchanges? Am I trying to get you to leverage trade? Am I telling you to click this link here? What links do we promote? We've got a merch store. There we go. This is our promotion. Everything done in house. We've got merch. That's what we have. You get a physical item. You get the official XRP merchandise. You support the channel. You get the hoodie. You get the T-shirt. You get the mug. You get a discount. We actually pay for the XRP logo as well, so nothing's fake here. There you go. We pay for the XRP logo. We've got mugs. We've got novelty items. We sell mugs. That's our sponsorship. What else do we do? We have a $3 a month membership to get member videos. We've got a Discord to help our members. We don't sell trading bots. We don't sell training programs. We don't take Martin, who's the owner of this channel. He gets emails left, right, and center. Can you promote this coin? Can you get promote this coin? And I know who won't mind me saying this because he's shared on the channel before. He's got offers $30,000 to promote a coin. You could just do that. You can take it, easy money, much more than the channel earns. All that sort of stuff done. And you take it, and that's what other channels do. I could put a link right now, KuCoin, trade with this token, of Femex, trade with this token, trying to get people to go on leverage sites to start trading and losing their money. Remember, these people that make these YouTube videos, they know, look at the bottom, 95% of day traders lose money. These channels that tell you to click on this, that promote that, they know that their audience is most likely 95% chance, 90% chance they're going to lose money doing it. And they're happy to promote those links. Why? Because they get commission off your trades. They get commission when you lose money, when you gain money. It doesn't matter. They get commission. They will promote FTX. They will take the money. They'll promote FTX. All our sponsorships are done through members, promoting small businesses, promoting our merch, not selling algorithms, not selling trading programs, all that sort of stuff. We don't do it. We will never do it. So thank you for that comment, and thank you for you understanding that we won't do that. So we're a very different channel. Please do subscribe. Please do be part of the channel. We will never do a disservice to our members. So thank you for watching this video. There will be a couple of, if you watched all the way to the end, of this video, in the comments of this video, put the number. Let's do it for fun. What's that number that the XRP fake news people are saying? 598? 589? Put 589 in the comment section of the video and you'll get a special surprise. I want to see who watched all the way until the end of the video. So until next time, do take care of yourselves and each other. Do have a I'm going to put a few. Where's my screen gone? There'll be a couple playlists up here if you want to see that Ethereum video, actually. Ethereum versus XRP. Do watch those videos. Let me know in the comments if you stayed until the very end. Until next time, what an exciting day. What a sigh of relief. Take care of yourselves and each other.